Hello, my name is ChillaWithLarry. Welcome to probably the first episode of Chills with Larry. Yeah, so today I think is the 17th of August 2025. That's when I'm recording this first episode of series that will be continuing of me talking about different topics, like just to mention what I think about them. Today I feel like talking about people pleasing. People pleasing, I think it stems from childhood. It's one of those things that the people who do it subconsciously. You don't make a choice consciously every time you people please. So it's a habit which I think is rooted in someone's raising. I don't really think it's something about the genetic makeup of a person, though maybe it could be. People who know enough about genetics to make a conclusion about that could let us know. But I'm pretty certain it also, if it does have something to do with genetics, then it also has part to do with the habitual bring up of a person. I think it stems from the system of behavior enforcement that parents or guardians or society use while someone is growing up. And by that I mean, for example, a parent could choose to use a system of reward and punishment in order to enforce certain kind of habits or behaviors in their kids, whereby for every wrong thing done, the kid gets a punishment for it, and for every good thing done, or for every time the kid doesn't do a wrong thing when they could have done it, they get a reward. That system does work up to a certain extent. So what I'm basically trying to say is that system has its pros, which make it worth it, but it also has its cons. And one of the cons is that this kid is going to grow up having an understanding of the world as something where you're always being evaluated, and then the world gives you based on your performance, which is actually somehow the case, but not in the sense that it might come out in some kids' minds or some people's minds while they grow up, because it could come out as, this person could understand it as, I always have to go there, do what society says is good, or what the people around me think is good, so that these people can give me rewards, or so that these people can't punish me. And now that's where the problem comes in. Secondly, I think this also stems from the form of punishment that the parents use to enforce behavior in the kids. For example, maybe there are some parents who use withdraw, like could say emotional withdrawal, a state whereby they distance themselves a little bit from the kid just because the kid did something they shouldn't have done. So now the kid is in a situation where they feel isolated, and they understand that it's because of what they did. And definitely isolation is not a good state of mind for the human mind. So this kid or this person might grow up dreading that situation, and they might come to understand that as a way to prevent themselves from being isolated or from being like excluded, they have to people please, which is very problematic, I think. So in a situation where someone is a people pleaser, how do they get out of it? How do they break this habit? I think one of the ways in which someone can break the people-pleasing habit is by changing their belief systems about how the world works. Because even when you choose to always do right in accordance to what you think other people think is right, you will end up pissing some people off. Because first of all, people are not in agreement. Not all people are in agreement with what they think is the right thing. So that means whenever you choose to follow what a certain group of people thinks is right, then you are disagreeing with the people who don't agree with them. So in that case, you might be actually doing the opposite of people pleasing for the other group. So now in that case, I think it's best when you pick a side or an opinion based on yourself and what you actually like, what actually makes sense to you for that particular situation, and go with that, and trust that whatever comes out of it, you will handle. It could go like, you could be wrong, you could be right, but either way, because this opinion belongs to you, so you are kind of like ready to handle the consequences. But if the opinion actually doesn't belong to you, it was just like copied and pasted, you're more like a messenger for the opinion or for the habit or for the behavior. And in that case, you don't feel like these consequences belong to you. You feel like you're being punished for the wrong conclusions of other people, because the opinions weren't yours in the first place, which is a bad state to be in, I think. So yeah, I think people just need to learn to take the risk of trusting what they think is right. And it's not always that, I don't think it's always that whenever you see an opinion that other people have, you have to trash it because it's not yours. I don't think that's the case. I think people should just seek to understand. You could have the same opinion with someone else, but it's better that you have it because you understand why it's like that, but not because you just want to associate with them, to kind of fit in. Yeah, in the long run, it could help you in the moment. You could, if you're trying to manipulate these people and get favors from them, maybe you could get some in that particular moment, but in the long run, in 5 weeks, 2 months, a year, 2 years, if you're still around these people and you maintain that loop of behavior where you always have to feed off their validation, then you'll get pretty exhausted. The effort won't be worth it. The amount of effort you have to put in to maintain the image you created, to keep the mask on, will be too much for you to handle. It could actually be easier to handle the consequences of not having the mask. I think that's it for the first episode of this. I don't know if I'll make a second one. Maybe I will. And I don't like to it's not that I don't like to filter, to edit and fit out some sentences, but first of all, I'm kind of lazy to put in just those 40 minutes of editing for now. Maybe it's like this because I haven't really learned how to edit, so that's why I'm reluctant. Yeah, but maybe with time it will be better. The camera quality will improve, the sound, and generally the quality of the video. For now, happy day, whatever day you're watching this, whether in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. And I hope you're in a good state of mind as you're watching this. If not, I hope that the thoughts that you're going to have in the next 2 minutes will clear out your head and help you to have clear thoughts thereafter. Bye.